Hello, fight fans. This is Coach Nathan of NSChamp7.com back at you again with a preview of one of the most talked about and most anticipated world lightweight showdowns of recent history. And that's between undefeated WBA regular champion Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 28-0 with 26 knockouts, versus King Ryan Garcia, who is 23-0 with 9 knockouts. First off, Davis has 4.7 million Instagram followers, while Garcia has 9.6 million Instagram followers. So the attraction of this match extends beyond the typical fight fan. The press conferences and lead-ins, and that's including the weigh-in concerning this fight, it looks like the culmination of at least 2 years worth of trash talk, as we saw both men at the final press conference vowing to break each other's jaw, with even the promoters getting in the mix, trying to do whatever they could to psychologically boost their fighters. And this is including Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins, with the weigh-in was seen going at it face-to-face with Tank. Now, Bernard Hopkins is the fellow co-promoter of Golden Boy, along with Oscar De La Hoya, and they represent Ryan Garcia. Just a little side note here, folks. So for those of us older fight folks, it looks like these pre-fight build-ups, we're going to see less class and sportsmanship at these events. And it looks like we're going to see a heavy diet of minority monkey shines, a.k.a. coon babble, which means absolutely zip when the bell rings. And if it does, you probably won't be at the top as a professional prize fighter very long. Now, there are other ways that one can hype a fight, which I'll be addressing in a future video. But the real nuts and bolts of winning in a boxing ring, it always comes down to who has the better offense and who has the better defense. Both these guys throw good combinations, both have power, both are in excellent condition, but what stands out with Garcia is that stationary chin. He does use his legs, which is your first line of defense. But this reminds me of the late legendary trainer Gil Clancy, who once said about fighting good offensive fighters with their chins in the air, is that when you fight them, if you slip a punch, if you block a punch, if you duck a punch, and if you get hit with a punch. Why is that? Because their chin never moves. So the intrigue of this match is, can Tank bob and weave to get inside the fast hands and 4.5 inch reach advantage of Garcia without getting beat up in the process. Now, a lot has been said about the rehydration clause, but in studying Ryan in training camp, he appears comfortable throughout, with no signs of struggling to make weight, which was a catch weight of 136 pounds. Even at one point posting himself eating a greasy taco to show he has no concern whatsoever about making the weight. And by the way, at the weigh-in today, he did make 135 pounds. One of the boxing people covering this stated that this fight is a fight to save boxing. Well, I strongly disagree. I don't think there's one boxing historian out there who could name one great match that single-handedly saved boxing. Boxing has always survived good matches, bad matches, scandals, all the ups and downs. As for the fight itself, I predict an early stoppage favors Garcia and a late stoppage favors the Tank.
That's really your prediction. You really think Ryan Garcia is going to knock Tank out in the second round? I want a real prediction. When was the last time Ryan Garcia knocked anybody out that's similar to Tank?
First off, folks, this is my wife Janice, who's also a boxing fan. Been around the fight game almost as long as I have. So she's pinning me down for a prediction. So if you really pin me down for a prediction, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would probably bet on Tank Davis. And that's due to the fact that, like I stated, Garcia's chin stays stationary throughout. And usually if it's stationary in the first or second round, it's really going to stay in there in the latter part of the fight when you're tired. Also, another insight on that is that when you've been saying for the last couple of years you're going to knock a man out in 1 or 2 rounds, if he's still standing there in those later rounds, particularly the championship rounds between 8 and 12, it's going to have a negative psychological effect on you. And he's still in front of you throwing hard shots because Tank is a puncher. So for that reason, my gut feeling, or once again, if I was going to bet, I would predict Tank Davis a late round stoppage. Oh, somewhere between 7 and 9. So that's my take on it.
That's good. I go with that. I go with that. He said he's going to bring him into the water deep, and then drown him.
Exactly.
Go Tank!
Obviously a Tank Davis fan here, folks. Now, the winner should have more career-defining fights ahead, facing possibly the winner of Devin Haney-Lomachenko, which is coming up, Shakur Stevenson, who's moved up to that division, and possibly even the winner of the Teo Lopez-Josh Taylor fight, which is coming up later this year. Now, the co-main event in this fight card, it features WBA super middleweight champ David Morrell against another unheralded, unknown, underdog challenger and a last-minute replacement, Yamaguchi Falsayo, who did win an Olympic bronze medal, but he's now 35 years of age and only had 1 week to prepare for a 12-round championship fight. Assuming Morrell wins, which he probably will, his promoters ought to be slapped in the face with a wet towel and their license suspended if this man doesn't get a major matchup with either the top dogs in the super middleweight division. Guys such as David Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, or Demetrius Andrade. So, that's my take on the fight, folks. But don't forget, for elite boxing instruction, elite boxing analysis, and elite boxing philosophy, check me out and subscribe to NS Champ 7 Power Boxing Series at nschamp7.com. Enjoy the fights.
Okay, guys, write in and tell us what you think and who do you think's going to